Hi everyone and welcome to my top 5 alt moments from the Malaysian Grand Prix. I'm Beatrice from MotorLat, and of course I'll be talking about 5 moments that were shocking and exciting at the same time. So in 5th place we have Stoffel Vandoorne. Now this driver has surprised me massively throughout the weekend from beginning to end. He was so competitive and consistent as well. He was able to qualify 7th, and given the fact that he was not carrying any aerodynamic updates while Fernando was, on the contrary, was so impressive to me. And on Sunday he was just able to confirm that position. He carried home 6 points, which allowed him to overtake Fernando in the Drivers' Championship. So it was just brilliant to watch. He's now clearly getting more and more comfortable race by race. He's finally starting to deliver what the team expected him to deliver. So I'm sure we will see more brilliant drives from him, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. Congratulations again. In 4th place we have Fernando Alonso, not due to his surprising debacle, but on the contrary, for a team radio, he was actually fighting for position against Kevin Magnussen, and it was one of Kevin's dirty drives. You have to acknowledge that sometimes he likes to push his opponents up the track to cut them off, and yesterday was the case. Fernando complained on the radio. He basically called him an idiot, and then he said that Nico Hülkenberg was right on him. So Fernando was kind of involved in the Suck My Balls gate, which by the looks of it is far from over, so it was a very amusing moment. And on a serious note, Fernando actually did a very good overtake on Kevin at the end of their fight. Even though it was a midfield battle, I really enjoyed that because you could still see the skills from Fernando, and it was great racing. So I recommend you to check this out on Twitter, whatever the video is. So in 3rd place we have Max Verstappen. Now, this driver was so mature and competitive yesterday. Obviously, the Red Bull had a very high potential, but he was able to maximize it, and he overtook Lewis Hamilton in the initial stages of the race. He was able to manage the race from the front, and he did brilliant. His victory was so emotional, and I'm sure he's going to take over the Formula One world one day soon. And oddly, he wins every time that Kvyat gets stripped from his seat, so this is kind of odd, but anyway, it's a fun fact that many people pointed out that I wanted to do it too in this video. So we will see if next time that Kvyat comes back and gets stripped again from his seat, Max will be able to come out on top again. So in 2nd place we have a rather disappointing moment for Formula One and for Ferrari fans, obviously, because I'm talking about Kimi Raikkonen not even starting the race. It was 10 minutes away from the race start, and then he started having issues on his car. The team detected them, tried to fix them, but then they just had to bring the car back into the pits and in the garage because there was nothing to do in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes actually. So it was very disappointing, and again, it's a very big issue for the team itself, because having 2 issues in a very short span of time, it was 24 hours I believe, is very worrying, especially when one of your 2 drivers is fighting for the championship. So it's very worrying, and I'm sure that they will work hard to detect them and to prevent their drivers from retiring and doing very disappointing things, just like not even starting a Grand Prix. So in 1st place I have Sebastian Vettel for 2 reasons mainly. After a very disappointing and massively difficult Saturday, he started 22nd, but then he ended up in P4th, so it was a good recovery overall, and congratulations. But on the other hand, I have to complain a bit just like him on his behaviour, because he was under a massive amount of pressure. I understand that. It's so understandable, especially when you are fighting for the championship. But again, he was putting the blame on basically everybody. He was saying that he could have ended up on the podium, he could have been more competitive, he lost a lot of time, which is very common when you start from the back actually, but since he was not used to starting from the back, he did very few times in his career. It's understandable also, that one. But anyway, he was complaining about pretty much everybody, about Fernando Alonso when he was lapped. But anyway, he was doing his own race. He was trying to close the gap on Nico Hülkenberg because he was close to the points. So he wanted to get close to that. But then Ricciardo and Vettel arrived. He left room to Ricciardo, but then got back in the middle to try and race. But there was Vettel, and he was actually complaining about the blue flags, about Fernando doing that on purpose because he thinks that he's a Ferrari fan, but he doesn't behave like that. And yeah, there is this personal beef between these two, but again, Vettel was complaining a bit too much, I think, because Fernando in the end was doing his own race, and Vettel also had his tyres completely run out because he used them fully to get close to Ricciardo, and then when he arrived there, he wasn't able to attack him more than once. So it was also due to the strategy and for the way he pushed to get there. And then he was complaining also about Bottas, who was holding him up, and then about Stroll at the end of the race, which was a very odd accident. But again, Vettel found the words and the time to complain even about Lance, who was very weirdly not looking at the track. Even though the race was over, you're still driving to bring the car to the pits, so he should have looked a bit more closely and with more attention. But anyway, Vettel was also to blame, in my opinion. They were both to blame. It was they were not just paying attention, and Vettel was just, again, very pissed off against the umpteenth driver. Yesterday he was so frustrated, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next time he gets something very, very difficult, the way that he's handling that, because I don't think that he still can handle pressure. Even though he's starting to become a very experienced driver, he still lacks in this very much. Now let me know what you think. We will see each other soon for the Japanese Grand Prix, and now let me know still about the Malaysian Grand Prix, how you found this race, which were your 5 favorite moments. And yeah, I'll see you soon, guys, with the free practice impression video on Friday. Bye.